Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to 14 Masumin alayhi salam education. Today our topic is the 12th infallible, the 10th Imam, Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam. The 10th holy Imam, like his father, was also elevated to the rank of Imam in his childhood. He was 6 years old when his father Imam Muhammad al-Jawad died. After the death of Mamun, al-Mutasim succeeded him and was later followed by the Caliph al-Wathiq. In the first 5 years of the reign of al-Wathiq, Imam Ali al-Hadi an-Naqi lived peacefully. After al-Wathiq, al-Mutawakkil came to power, being too occupied in state affairs. Al-Mutawakkil did not get any time to harass the Imam and his followers for 4 years. But as soon as he freed himself from state affairs, he started to molest the Imam. The holy Imam devoted himself to the sacred mission of preaching in Medina and did thus earn the faith of the people as well as their allegiance and recognition of his great knowledge and attributes. This reputation of the Imam evoked the jealousy and malice of al-Mutawakkil against him. The governor of Medina wrote to al-Mutawakkil that Imam Ali al-Hadi had been maneuvering a coup against the government and a multitude of Shiites were placed to his support. Although enraged by the news, al-Mutawakkil still preferred the diplomacy of the arresting the holy Imam. Under the garb of pretended respect and love towards the Imam, he planned to put him under life imprisonment after inviting him to his palace. Prior to imprisonment, in a series of correspondence with the Imam, he expressed the view that he was convinced of all the claims of the Imam and was ready to settle them amicably. He wrote to the Imam that having been acquainted with his great personality, his matchless knowledge, and his peerless attributes, he was impatiently looking forward to the honor of seeing him. And he most cordially invited him to Samarra. Although the Imam was well aware of al-Mutawakkil's treacherous intentions, he, anticipating the fatal consequences of refusing the offer, reluctantly decided to leave Medina. But when the Imam arrived at Samarra and al-Mutawakkil was informed about it, he took no notice of the Imam's arrival. When asked about where the Imam should stay, he ordered that the Imam should be put up in the inn meant for beggars, destitutes, and homeless people. Al-Mutawakkil, who was a deadly enemy of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, removed the Imam from this inn and entrusted him to the custody of a stone-hearted brute named Zurrafa. But by the grace of Allah, his enmity was in a short time transformed into love and devotion for the Imam alayhi salam. When al-Mutawakkil learnt about it, he shifted the Imam into the custody of another cruel man called Said. The Imam remained under his strict vigilance for a number of years, during which he was subjected to the boundless tortures. But even in this miserable imprisonment, the Imam kept devoting himself at all times to the worship of Allah. The watchman of the prison used to comment that Imam Ali al-Hadi seemed to be an angel in human garb. When Fatah ibn Khaqan became the Wazir of al-Mutawakkil, he, being a Shia, could not stand the idea of the Imam's captivity. He endeavored to have him released from imprisonment and arranged for his comfortable residence in personally purchased house at Samarra. Still, Al-Mutawakkil could hardly refrain from his antagonism to the Imam, and he appointed spies to watch the Imam and his connections. But through all these attempts, his hope for creating some fabrication to improve the Imam's activity against himself could not be realized. In the time of Al-Mutawakkil, there was a woman named Zainab who claimed to be a descendant of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Al-Mutawakkil sought the confirmation of Zainab's claim from the Imam and said that as the beasts are prohibited to eat the flesh of the descendants of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he would throw Zainab to the beasts and test her claim. On hearing this, Zainab began to tremble and confessed that she was a fake. Al-Mutawakkil then ordered the Imam to be thrown to the beasts to test the claim. To his great surprise, he witnessed and beasts prostrating their heads before the Imam. Once Al-Mutawakkil happened to suffer from a serious malady which was eventually declared incurable with his physicians. When the Imam was approached for some remedy, he prescribed an application which resulted in a spontaneous cure. Once Al-Mutawakkil was informed that the Imam was preparing a revolt against him. Thereupon he ordered a detachment of the army to launch a raid of the Imam's residence. When the soldiers entered his house, they found him sitting on a mat and reciting the Holy Quran. Not only Al-Mutawakkil, but his successors' opposition to the Imam was fierce. After the death of Mutawakkil, Al-Muntasir, Al-Musta'in and Al-Mu'taz carried on the same mission of harassment against the family of Imam. Al-Mu'taz, understanding the uncontrollable and intense devotion of the pupil towards the Imam, eventually contrived the Imam's assassination. He got him poisoned through an ambassador, which resulted in the Imam's death within a few hours. The martyrdom occurred on 26th Jamaat al-Thani 254 AH, and his funeral prayer was conducted by his son Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. The Imam was only 42 years old at the time of death. The period of his imamat was 35 years. He was buried in Samarra, Iraq. In this topic, we will be very thankful to you if you give us your reviews and your feedback about a given topic. It will be our great pleasure if you give us positive and helpful feedback. Thank you so much.